Well, believe it or not, yes, I am 66 years old. Many of you have asked me, how do you maintain your youthful appearance? Do you have a skincare routine? So today I'm going to spill all the tea. You don't want to miss it. Keep watching. Hello, my friend. Sometimes you've heard it said, age is just a number. But why do some people age better than others? This is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to tell you my 5 tips for aging youthfully and gracefully after 60. Aging is inevitable. And unfortunately, the marketing media will sell us a bunch of you know what to help us, to get us to believe that we can reverse aging. Can you reverse aging? Can you go back to getting the body that you had when you were 20? Can you eliminate all the lines that you see appearing in places that you really don't want to talk about? Can you reverse the effect of gravity? I think not. So today we're going to have a very candid conversation about how I maintain feeling, not just looking younger than my 66 age, but feeling younger. It's a holistic picture. It's not one thing. So I hope you're going to pay attention and understand that it's not a product per se, but it's a mindset. So if this topic is of interest to you, I ask you to continue watching. Do not skip away from the video. Click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We are growing and we thank you. We want to bring you information that's going to make aging more of an adventure than something to be feared. If you don't know who I am, before we go any further, my name is Maggie Lazar. I am a retired nurse practitioner, and I have been living full-time in the beautiful country of Panama since January 2023. I am also the creator of SWRA, Single Women Retiring Abroad, a group of sassy older ladies who have made the decision to come to this country to grow old and age in place while we are reinventing ourselves. So if you are thinking of coming to Panama and you want to join our sisterhood, when you get here, please send us an email, click on the video, watch all the other videos so you can be more prepared for this beautiful life that awaits you. So let's get into it, because I don't want anybody to say I'm chit-chatting, wasting time. You know I'm going to make you laugh. So what is aging? It means that your body is made of cells, right? The cells are starting to get tired. You know, sometimes I think in my mind, I'm thinking of the heart, for example, because as a nurse, I love cardiology and I love the heart. Imagine your heart starting to beat a few weeks after conception, all the way to when you die. It's not plugged into any source, electrical source, but it is beating non-stop 24/7, 365 days a year. Your skin, your heart, your joint, all these things. I mean, I don't understand why we have to age. I was at a point, I was like, why do we have to get old? And nobody answered that question. So it's like, we don't know, it just happens. Just like many things in life, I don't have an answer to that question. But it's wear and tear, it's the cells get tired, it's environmental damage, and we know we do a lot of that to ourselves, whether it's what we're exposed to, what we listen to, what we ingest, right? Our environment, all these things can kind of hasten the process. And let's not forget genetics, right? That plays an important part. Now, as a seasoned individual, hopefully over the last 30, 40 years, you've learned a little bit about science, right? You've learned about the things that we need to do to keep ourselves living better, longer. There was a physician, I watched her, I forgot her name, but she talked about don't ask what you can do to reverse aging, rather ask how you can age well. So if you start believing the marketing, you know, people out there who are trying to get your money, and all of a sudden, every couple of years or so, every month, there's a new product, a new discovery. So your skin's gonna look good, you're not gonna age and all that. Recently, it's collagen. Collagen has existed all along, but all of a sudden, it's in your protein powder, it's in pills, it's in everything. Oh, collagen, collagen. Luckily, I don't buy into those things, right? I was never one to believe in the hoopla and the latest discovery, the product that they discovered somewhere deep in the jungle of India or Indonesia. All of a sudden, we find this miracle component, miracle product that's going to do all these wonderful things. They want your money. Be smart, okay? So what I want to talk to you about, I know you want to know what my regimen is, and that's coming towards the end of the video. But right now, I'm going to tell you the things that I don't do. First of all, I don't believe in the hoopla. I don't believe in the marketing campaigns that are aimed at getting my money, but that came at a price. That came with experience. Years ago, I did the Amway thing and bought all their product. I did the Mary Kay thing and bought all their product. There was another one, but towards the end, like 5, 10 years ago, I was like, wait a minute. I think I've been sold a bunch of hoopla, because that is not true. All these supplements that people make you take. I have patients, I used to go into their home. They had boxes full of product because they signed up, gave their credit card, and then every month they get some more supplies, more supplements. Your body can only absorb only a little bit. Money, they're ripping you off because your body is designed. If you eat a regular, well-balanced meal, I don't like to say diet, but your eating plan, the way you feed your body, you shouldn't need a whole lot of supplements. Now, we know as we get older, or if you have an illness where you don't absorb certain supplements, you need to supplement it, right? But don't go buy all these boxes of things and then you can't even, you don't know where you're coming or going. What are you taking? You don't know. And that is a recipe for disaster when you're taking regular medication and you're taking all these supplements. And that's why I always tell my patients, when you go to your doctor, take all your stuff with you, not just the ones that have been prescribed, but everything else that you listen to somebody on TV and then you bought, because it could be contradictory to what you're taking and cause more harm than good. The other thing also are all these skincare products. Remember, what was the one, Proactive, that was talking about taking care of your skin and getting all the acne. But again, every month or every 2 months, whether you needed it or not, you had to buy it. And that's when I got smart and I'm like, you know what? These people are getting rich off of my little hard-earned money. Therefore, no mas, no more. So I don't do that anymore. So I don't follow the trend. Another thing to keep in mind is that aging is a natural process. Like I said, I don't know why we age. I wish we didn't, but we do. And just like what I talked about yesterday in the live, if there is something that you don't understand and you can't fix it, you can't change it, you need to just accept the reality for what it is, right? So you're gonna get old, whether you like it or not. I say to the people who keep injecting here and there, lift here and there, you're gonna make a good looking corpse. I'm sorry to say it. But I always say the inside is still getting old. I don't care how much you stretch it, how much you puff it up. the inside, the wear and tear is happening. The joints are gonna go back. You know, things in the belly, you get constipated more often. Your eyesight, come on, okay? It is a natural process that is part of life that we age. So the sooner you accept it, the better off you're gonna be. I don't follow the trends, the collagen and all these super products. Yeah, superfood. I can identify, you know, spinach is a superfood. This is a superfood. Yeah, it's part of my diet. But for me to go buy a bottle of this because you've discovered something in the jungle somewhere, I don't do that anymore. And as you get older, I'm in my 60s, hopefully you're getting a little bit smarter. The other thing I don't do is extreme exercising. Oh my God. You know, for somebody to call themselves a gym rat and to go in there in a gym and spend hours. Last year, I was doing an hour, hour and a half. Now I do about an hour, about 3 times a week, because I'm realizing that sometimes when you push and push and push, sometimes you stretch it a little too far. I've heard of people doing extreme yoga, ended up popping a disc in their back, ended up surgery. People pop their shoulders because they're lifting too. Stop it. Stop it. That's not going to make you live longer or look younger. I had a lady who was she was a PE instructor when I was in college, and she used to be like a bodybuilder. But you know what happened? Once you become a bodybuilder, and I see all these women in their 40s, 50s doing all this stuff, and they're spending hours in the gym because you got to maintain this stuff. And once you don't, all the tightness goes down. And she was walking around, and this little thing here, everything in her body was just. And you know, in my 19-year-old mind, I was like, oh my God, what happened? Is that what I have to look forward to? No bueno, no bueno. So do everything in moderation. Don't go crazy about lifting. I remember when I was in Florida, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, I belonged to one of those gyms. I don't remember if it was Lifestyle or one of them, right? And then I was taking those classes like many of you have. And you know, the pressure was on for you to keep lifting heavier and heavier. And one day I had this thing on the back of my shoulder, and then I was doing the squat, and then my knees were protesting. And I had an aha moment. And I was like, what the hell am I doing to myself? I put that thing down and I walked out. And I'm like, no, I'm going to lift those, you know, 10 pounders. And I think my arms look just as good as if I was lifting 45, 50 pounds, you know, crushing your shoulders. And sis, sir, when you start getting older, it's about preservation. You got to protect your joint. That's why stretching is good. Don't try to do more than you are able to. It's a process. If you do regular, gentle exercise, you're going to be stretching your muscle and you'll be able to do a little bit more every day, but gentle. Don't stress your body. It's not worth it. The other thing I don't do, cosmetic surgery. Now, I have a little belly pouch that, excuse me, a lot of us, you know, we struggle with. And once in a while, it's like, you know, you fast, you do the healthy stuff, you exercise, but that little thing here say, I'm not going anywhere. I am your best friend. And once in a while, the thought crosses my mind. It's like, maybe a little lipo here and there. But you know what? I have also known people who have had the liposuctions or whatever. And I know what happens when they cut into your belly. There's something called scar tissues and adhesions that start crossing like this. And you start having these crazy pain, discomfort. I was like, nah, not worth it. And why am I doing it? Why am I having cosmetic surgery? Is it for me or is it for the people who know me to look at me and say, oh, she looks good, she looks fine? No, I think it's more because you're trying to get confirmation? You're trying to get good response, positive response from others? Did we get to be 50, 60, 70 to still be worried about what other people think? I think not. So no surgery here, no lipos, no, what is it, the other one, Botox? No, this face has not had anything done to it. Yes, I do have those bags. And even though some of you are kind enough to say, oh, not a line, I have lines on my forehead. When they started appearing, I was like, oh my God, is it gonna be time for Botox? But I've heard also of reaction people have had to Botox. No bueno, no, no, no. My hair, the gray is gonna happen. I just happened to find a color with the braids and a hair coloring product that kind of matches my skin tone, and I do that once in a while. That's it, okay, sis? No cosmetic surgery. I have done nothing. So I thank God for that. Skincare product line. I'm still going to have you wait for that. Okay. So don't go anywhere. So are you enjoying this chat? If you are, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 6,000. I mean, I keep thinking I'm going to feel really good when I hit 50,000. That's probably not going to happen for another 2 years. But if I put some videos out there that people really enjoy, so hopefully you'll go a little faster because, you know, sis doesn't have a lot of time. I'm not in my 20s, so don't wait too long, okay? All righty. So what is it that I do? What is it that I do to maintain this youthful appearance? How can you, because it's never too late. Looking and feeling youthful is a state of being. It's not just the physical thing, the outward things that you do. It's about the mental attitude, okay? So wait for it. First thing is genetics. My family, my grandmother died in her high 80s. My mom was mid 80s. So I'm 66. I'm not gonna live forever. I may or may not hit 80s. So I am grateful for the genetics. But you know, genetics alone can only take you so far. You may be blessed with some good genes, but if you don't take care of it, if you don't take care of yourself, right? Ooh, what's happening with my, if you don't take care of yourself, then it's going to be for nothing. And it's a travesty for you to be born with some good genes and then you mess it up. What are some things that could be counteractive to your genes? If you know you have history of diabetes, do things to kind of reduce your risk. If your whole family smokes and you know that smoking is bad for you, try not to smoke. There is nothing good that comes from smoking. Smoking ages you, okay? The other thing too, the sun. We know the sun is good. You need vitamin D. So don't become a hermit and hide in your apartment saying, oh, they say that the sun is going to age my skin, therefore I'm going to protect myself. Or then again, you become deficient in vitamin D. So everything in moderation. You do need some sun exposure at least once a day. So when it's raining here in Panama all day and I don't get to go out, I do have some vitamin D supplements that I would take, right? And that's why they said that, you know, in Africa, they did so well with COVID because they're close to the equator and the sun is free and it's shining all the time. We have a lot of sun here too, but except that in the rainy season, we have a lot of rain too. So you need some sun, but laying in the sun, like you see some people do, you know, the sun is highest like after 12 o'clock, people sitting there, you see them on the beach, laying down there and that sun bearing down on them. Not just skin cancer you're gonna get from that, but you ever see the people who work outside all the time, the leathery type of skin? That is not very attractive. So protect yourself. If I'm gonna go out in the middle of the day and it's really sunny, in addition to putting some sunblock, I carry an umbrella to protect myself, my face. It's not just your body, your arms, but your face as well. You need to put the sunblock on, and I have the umbrella, okay? What else can we do in terms of counteracting the genetics, all the bad habits, smoking, overeating, alcohol. That's another thing. There's nothing good that comes with overindulging in alcohol. So don't fool yourself thinking that the more you drink, everything's gonna be flushed out. You're gonna have the flushy complexion because, as medical professional, I can pick an alcoholic in the crowd. That face, the skin, the way it looks, I'm like, yeah, there's one. It's just something that we can tell. All right, the other thing that we do, people, those of us who are living longer and looking youthful, we hydrate, okay? So for my skin, I had one video where I showed you my routine in the morning, plain soap, because I'm not buying all the expensive stuff they're trying to sell me, plain soap. I don't have black soap, I don't have this soap, that soap, whatever soap is there. I clean my face. What I do spend time doing in the evening, I have a sponge that I really brush. It's not really exfoliating. It's just trying to remove any kind of thing that could be building up on my skin, and I do that. When I was growing up, I had issues with acne. I know you couldn't tell from looking at me now. This is one good thing about menopause. I didn't think I would find a positive, but my acne has gone away. My skin used to be so oily. It was a fight, right? You always had to be wiping and cleaning it, and and then the blackheads would come. So thank you. I mean, there has to be one thing that we're thankful for with growing old. So now I don't have that problem. I don't have to fight the acne. Thank you, Lord. So when I put a moisturizer on, I make sure there is hydration. It's a hydrating moisturizer. And I moisturize in the morning and I also moisturize at night with I should have bought it, a very like $5.50, $5.99 thing I bought at some place here. No, it's not Estee Lauder. It's not Dior, Kyle, Keel or Claire. It's none of those brand name. It's just it says hydrating moisturizer. Boom, sign me up. That's all. That's all I put on my skin. I know you probably won't believe it, but it is God's truth. Okay? But hydration, not just on your skin, but inward. You guys know, I'm a skeptic when it comes to a lot of the stuff that they are trying to sell us out there, the gurus. But hydration definitely is something to be taken into consideration because you don't want to dry yourself out. So make sure you drink enough water, but don't overdo it. There is something called water intoxication that could also kill you. Don't go extreme with anything, please, please, my sister. Just drink when you thirsty, drink. You don't have to carry like a gallon. People walking around with a whole gallon of water and they just drink. You're overdoing it. When you're thirsty, your body's gonna tell you, then you drink to satiation. Satiety. Oh, I like that word, satiety. So you drink when you're thirsty. Make sure you don't withhold your water. And when I say water, I don't mean iced tea. I don't mean sodas. Those things have sugar and other things in it. Plain water. Now, in the morning, the best thing to do is to just squeeze some lemon in some water, or if you have a jug, put it in there, some slices of lemon, and just drink it throughout the day. Lemon is good for you. We have limes here. You could use those as well. Nutrition. Of course, I'm going to talk about nutrition. As I said, if you eat a balanced diet, you're going to have little need for supplement. So you don't need to buy a box of things and trying to take like 20 pills a day. It's a waste. What you hear is that the majority of that comes out in your, what. So it's not absorbed. So you're wasting your money. So the deal is to try to eat as well as a balanced diet as you can. That includes your protein, your veggies, your fruits, your legumes, your oil. Now, I'm whole food plant-based, and there's something out there saying, oh, I'm no oil, no salt. And they say it like a badge of honor, like it's something to be so proud of. You need a little bit of fat. Your skin, you don't want it to be too dry. Your hair, you want it to be falling out. Why do we put oil on our scalp? You know, I've made like rosemary oil the other day because all of a sudden now rosemary is in the news I've used rosemary all along. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay, we have an oil, castor oil. I grew up with that thing. They put it on you when you have fever. I mean, we use castor oil for everything. Now you're gonna have to buy a little thing just because Mr. Marketer just said, oh, all the properties of castor oil. Castor oil has been around forever. And those of us in the Caribbean, we use that all the time on your hair, on your skin, to bring down your fever, everything. There is nothing new under the sun. So don't go spend your money buying stuff that you don't need, okay? So your diet, make sure it's balanced with proper hydration. Now, is there a need for a multivitamin? Like somebody like me who's mostly plant-based and I'm not eating, and the reason I did plant-based, in case you're asking, is because I was overweight, I was going through menopause, and I had gone through this drastic, stressful moment when I lost my business. Everything came crashing in, and I was eating myself to oblivion. So I understand, sis, when you're depressed and you're overeating. So I had to do something. And I was walking, doing low carb, it wasn't working. That was the only thing I hadn't tried. And that's the only thing I tried that worked for me, okay? But now I'm eating fish. I try to eat chicken. I'm getting a little sick when I eat it, but I try to get some protein. But the rest of my food, a lot of legumes, lots of veggies, lots of fruits. So I take a multivitamin, okay? And because I'm a woman of a certain age, years ago, I started taking a calcium with D. So I still take my calcium because like a few years ago when I did my test to check if you had osteoporosis, I had what they call osteopenia, which means I was like a precursor. And the doctor wanted to give me a prescription for, I forgot what this, Fosamax, I think. And I went and read up on it, and it says, oh, you can develop this cancer of your mandible. And I'm like, I'm not taking that. So I said, I'm going to do my exercises and I'm going to take my calcium and leave it up to the Lord. And everything's been fine. I don't have any arthritis, thank God. And okay, so everything in moderation. Now, I am not vegan, but I don't eat meat on a regular basis. So I take a vitamin B12 and I take a folate and I take some magnesium. Magnesium is good for you, okay? So, but I don't have a box of things that I take. It's not necessary. The other thing that I do is moderate exercise, right? I go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. I try to walk. There is, beautiful path over here, and I'm seeing people. I'm engaged. I have my earpods. I'm listening to something good. So that is what I do. But you're not going to find me in the gym lifting 50, 100 pounds and crushing my back or doing extreme yoga. I do a little yoga because I like to stretch. Remember, as you get older, it's about preservation. You want to protect your joints, but you want to stretch them. The longer you stretch, the more flexible you're going to be, and you're going to reduce the risk of falls. Fall is the #1 issue that people my age group experience, and not usually, a lot of times when you have a fall of a big bones, like your hip, it's the beginning of the end. I'm sorry to say, because a lot, especially women, once we have a fall, we don't recover as fast as the gentlemen. All right, so it's time for me to tell you my big secret of how I retain my youthful appearance. And as I said, remember to like, share, and subscribe before I tell you. I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait. Did you click? Okay, good. So it's a holistic approach to youthful aging, and that includes the nutrition. But more than anything else, it's about an attitude about life. Which skincare program do I use? I already told you if you were listening, I do not ascribe to any particular brand. I do not. I have a little tube of Aveeno in my bathroom, and I think maybe somebody gave it to me, or maybe it was a special. I don't think I bought it, but I don't ascribe to any of that. So sorry to disappoint you. No skincare, brand that I'm gonna recommend. Now, as a creator, if a brand comes to me and say, oh, we'd like to hire you to push a certain brand, at my age, I have an ethical view of what I want to do, what I don't want to do. At this point in my life, I don't feel like I can just do anything because of money, right? Even in my cafe, that's why I didn't have a full-blown restaurant. I did not want to sell alcohol because I know what alcohol can do. But if you're looking at just the money, you're going to do whatever. A holistic approach to youthful aging means an attitude about life, embracing life, learning from your mistake, calming yourself down, being selective with friendships, relationships, activities, okay? Also, I say cutting off what does not serve you. You did not live to be this long to just not become smart. I cut the cord. If something doesn't serve me, I don't engage. I don't have to engage. I make the conscious choice. I embrace a peaceful life. Being holistic means it's not just physical, it's also mental. So your mental health, your mental predisposition, the way you view life. Remember what I said earlier, there are a lot of things we don't understand. And I have to come to the understanding that I'm not responsible for this. I did not create it. I can't change it. Therefore, I put it to the side. And whatever I can create, whatever I can do and change, that's what I engage in. So I remain active. I try to volunteer. I nurture relationships because isolation is a major risk factor for your mental health. I fill my head, my soul with positive things, whether it's the music I listen to. I love classical music. I'm cleaning. I have the music blaring. I have certain favorite artists, like Olga Kearns is my favorite pianist. I listen to her. I do things that feed me. And once you do things that make you happy mentally, it reflects on your skin. And also, I try to smile a lot, right? Because I told you about my under eye bags, but I notice when I smile, even though I look a little bit Asian, I used to say, I went up the family tree. No, it's just my eyes are small. I don't have any Asian in my family tree. I did both those tests and no, so I can't claim that. It's just that, but when I smile, they kind of reduce the puffiness down here. And I've tried the cucumber and all that. That's familiar, it doesn't work. Plus, when I wear my glasses, it hides these. So should I worry about those lines? There's nothing I can do. And like I said, I am not letting people inject anything in my skin. The Lord didn't make my body for me to inject artificial things in it, period. I'm not gonna do that. Accepting things that I can change. Bloom where you planted. It's an attitude about life. Accept the inevitable, inevitable, I can't say this word. It's like an attitude about death, the inevitable, right? A lot of people in my age group still don't want to talk about death. It's like, oh, it's morbid. Oh, you're going to speak it. It's going to happen. If it happened, it happens. I'm not afraid of death. And I talk about it. I prepare for it. I embrace it. I said to God, thank you for letting me see 66. I don't deserve it. So many other people didn't live to be this long. So what have I got to complain about? So that attitude makes me smile because I'm not worried that if I walk down the street, a car hit me and I go, right? So that's going to make you look youthful. So you eat right, you hydrate, you take care of yourself, you nurture your relationships, you try to make amends with whoever you may have something with. maybe you're not talking or whatever. I'm like, can we have a conversation? Because I'm not going to keep this and let it eat me up. I'm not going to do that. Okay? So I cut the cord and I remove everything in my life that does not serve me. That is my recipe for looking and feeling youthful. And also, I'm not a hypochondriac, even though I'm a medical person. I don't believe in put myself through the scanner so they can feel and discover every little thing that might be wrong with me. I live to be 66, and parts of this body, I'm sure something is not 100%, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know. So I'm not doing all these screenings to find, oh, what might be wrong. No, if something is wrong, I'll take care of it. Otherwise, I do not go look for it. The Lord is giving me a blessed life. I get up every day. I do things that excite me. I'm doing SWRA, I'm doing YouTube, everything that keeps me engaged and happy and serving and discovering. This is my secret. I'm sorry to disappoint you. If you thought I was going to tell you some brand that you tried, if you want to put like an avocado mask on your body, do it. If it's natural, do it. I do a herb oil for my scalp. I don't put anything on my skin, but you can if you want to. Just don't spend money doing it. They're selling you a bunch of hogwash. Okay? Somebody's making some money off of you. All right, it's already 36 minutes. I hope you enjoyed my shenanigans. You know I'm always going to make you laugh. But next time you see me come on here and you say, oh my God, look at her skin. She looks so good. And I thank you kindly, but it's not anything special that I'm doing. I've been blessed with some genes, and I made a conscious decision to live a healthy life, physically, emotionally, and mentally. I went through my little things of depression when I had kids years ago. I didn't have the postpartum thing, but I did. I understand. When somebody said you in that dark hole and you feel like you can get out, I understand. But the Lord got me out of it. So now I'm alert. If I see I'm going to start going, it's like, oh, Maggie, snap out of it. Snap out of it. No, this one's not going to be good. You're not going to end anywhere positive. So self-awareness, right? And self-care. Self-care doesn't mean just going and have a massage and having mani-pedi. That's good too. But taking care of your mental health. You're the only one who can be on the lookout for that. So engage in all these things I mentioned, and it's never too late for you to start, okay? You can't change your genes, you can't change your family you're born into, but you certainly can change how you live the rest of your life. So go do it. I hope you enjoy this. I always enjoy chatting with you guys. God bless you. I love you. God loves you. Au revoir à la prochaine. Let's go keep it real. This is real stuff. All right? Talk to you later. Bye. Hola, familia. Sometimes when folks are waiting for a bus, they end up having to wait a long time, or even when the bus gets there, it's so crowded. So sometimes you'll see some taxis just coming in front of that bus station, especially during rush hour traffic. And they have some guys just yelling, telling you where the taxi is supposed to take you, and they will take you for $1. And I think I've even taken one of them. It's a way to release, relieve the congestion that is caused by so many people wanting to go from point A to point B. So the taxi cabs would just come and then they'll yell Cinco de Mayo or Terminal, and for $1, and you can just get to where you're going a little bit faster. And the guys who are yelling, I'm pretty sure they get a cut of that. I did take one of those one time when I was waiting too long. Discovering Panama with Maggie.